Hey guys, I'm Nick in the States coming to you from my kitchen workshop. And today we're going to try and make the Harley Benton BigTone right. So I got this guitar. It was kind of a bummer. It got beat up a little bit in shipping. And there's just some fundamental flaws with how the old BigTone is built that really keep it from being a good guitar as it is. To start with, it's already gone. There was a pickguard here that looked like Inspector Clouseau's nose. It was really quite ugly and small anyway. It was hideous. The bridge, you can see there, under tension, leans like you would not believe. Which means that, under tension, your intonation goes out the door. It's really quite shitty, which is a bummer because it's a nice roller bridge. But alas, the Bigsby copy that's on it abuses the hell out of it. And really the reason for that is the break angle from here goes underneath here the strings and then up and over here is so sharp because it's too close to it that it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the bridge because the strings are getting pulled because they're in tune and everything falls over and cats and dogs are in misery and I don't know. The world is a horrible place, really, at the end of the day. So, what we're going to do today is do a really quick, easy fix for anyone that has a BigTone that might get you back in business with potentially a usable guitar. So, first thing to look at here, and I'll try and show it to the camera, is we're going to pop out this rod on the Bigsby. So the first thing we're going to do is take some tension off the strings. Somebody will definitely comment that 2 minutes in, you're out of tune. What can you do? Anyway, so we've done that. Now, what it looks like is this little bugger's held on by these two little clips. And I can't really tell from there. So we're going to go exploring. So I already popped off the other side of this clip. And I will tell you that I'm not planning on keeping this Bigsby anyway. This is a short-term fix. I may swap out the Bigsby altogether. And just screw the screw holes back in. So, but when you pull these clips, anyway, my point is, they, there's a high degree of risk, like a little tiny clip like that, that they go flying. And when I pulled the first one off, actually I just found it, it launched across the room. So I'll put those in there. Now the next challenge is to figure out what's going on here with this rubber thing. And is it... So it is an insert, and it pops right out, like that. I use just a flathead screwdriver with some care, and then ultimate laziness, the bar slides right out. This is the retaining bar, so actually this bar sits inside of this little guy. Strings come across this rolls freely, this bar sits there. So now there's just one more of these little guys on this side. Ta-da! Now, if I settle everything in and can show you, before I even wind up, you're going to see that the angle from the Bigsby string up over that bridge and all the way down is a lot more relaxed. And this should make it so that bridge isn't torqued to the high heavens. And the nice thing is, because I didn't take the strings off, Bigsby's are notoriously annoying to string. And one of these days I'll do a video for the few, the proud, the Bigsby owners, for at least how I've learned how to string up a Bigsby. Because it's definitely a non-trivial effort. And I stole pretty much all of my actual winding knowledge from Pixie Licks, who is awesome. If you don't know his channel, go check him out. He's really kind of great. And he taught me how vintage style Fender locking tuners work, which was a bit of a revelation. So much appreciated. Now, with it's strung, I'll show you And now see that angle? I think, the one risk you have with changing the string break angle is if you hammer on it, there is a chance that the string will come out of the groove. But this roller bridge actually has some pretty good grooves to keep the string there. What you also notice is you'll get a more relaxed action out of your Bigsby because it's not as much tension. Everything isn't doing some crazy stuff. So as you move this, there's less of an effect on the tone per move. So you actually have more travel to play with it. And I find that it's just a little bit more relaxed. I'm more of a peaceful, easy feeling kind of Bigsby, like just rolling off as sauce, not like on the Floyd scale of like hammering on and pulling off and doing all sorts of crazy stuff because it's just not my style of music that I play. So we'll throw a tuner on this and we'll just see how the Bigsby action works and we'll see if the bridge stays put. It won't be perfectly intonated. That'll be another, that's another day or another lesson anyway. But just this little thing, I think, goes from making your BigTone useless, in my opinion, to actually something very useful. With this shirt and this white t-shirt, I almost look like a man of the collar. I assure you I am not. The other thing, a reminder, if you're going to pull like a pick guard off, just put the screws back in the hole. You're going to have a hole there that eagle-eyed people will see anyway, and I find that it just, for me, kind of like it. It just seems to just work, I guess, is the point of my story there. I have a man of many words of depth and wisdom this morning, apparently. Be right back on the tuner. Also, this little table, awesome workbench, flip-up headstock, goes down to a briefcase. It's by a company called Grundorf. You can find them if you just Google them. And they're like $100, $130. I got it as a present a few years ago, and it's just awesome because once again, I'm in my kitchen, I'm working on a guitar, I fold it back up, all my little tools stay on the side, life's good and happy. And look at that Bigsby. Look at the bridge. The bridge is now straight up and down. Things are happy. It's not a crazy break angle. In fact, that's the kind of string break angle that you have on a Gretsch, because a Gretsch often uses a short tail piece, has a big amount of space, and then there's that, and it's only a 1-bar Bigsby, a Bigsby B3. Couple key points on Bigsby's. I have another Bigsby video up that kind of goes through the different sizes of them and whatnot. This is a copy of one. But you can go to guitarpartsresource.com and they sell different size springs. So, for example, you play this and you want your Bigsby arm to say be up here a little bit more, get a bigger spring. It'll stick the Bigsby arm out more. It'll be more where you expect it to be. Likewise, you can get new arms. I haven't tried a real Bigsby arm on one of these Chinese copies. It's basically just screws out the bottom with a nut. Put a larger arm on. That way, if you want to get it way up here, there's also the steel bar ones. All different types of things. GuitarPartsResource.com, great spot to get that kind of stuff. But I will tell you that just this one change makes me actually want to play this guitar some. And the Bigsby action. Is much more shimmery and just nice. This is how, on a big body guitar, in a full depth, large jazz box, it should only have, for me, it's only right that it has a single bar Bigsby. That's how they've always been done. I'm sure if you're gonna go out there and kill it, attack it, you want it to be a rock guitar all out, sure, but I'm pretty sure if you go look at Brian Setzer's guitars that have Bigsbys, they're a single bar Bigsby. Somebody prove me wrong on that because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Most of the other Gretches are single bar Bigsbys, at least in the semi-hollow and hollow body realm. And that's what this is trying to be. So that's today's Fixing Up the BigTone, Volume 1. The next installment we'll do in the next week or two is I'm going to take these tuners, which while they're useful in tune, these are the sharpest, most uncomfortable Grover Imperial knockoff buttons. So we're going to try and just switch, without changing the whole tuner, we're going to try and just switch the button. And I think we can do that because it's a semi-standard size in the import realm, and I have a couple pairs of them sitting right now. We'll just put some nice little Grovery looking knobs on there. We'll lose a little bit of style for the comfort and suppleness upon your fingers that only a jazz player would appreciate. Nothing to ruin the vibe. Anyway, as always, I've been Nick in the States. This is Improving the BigTone. There's something good in here yet. Take care, folks.